Most of you know my business from the perspective of the branding side. But how do you get to that brand? How do you decide what that brand is going to be? And very often, business owners dance around everything that's close to it, but not quite it. So many of you know Steven Pressfield, the author of The War of Art and GoPro. So I thought today we would focus on the more important a call of action is to our soul's evolution, the more resistance we will feel toward pursuing it. So Steven Pressfield has been a prolific author, and he totally understands that the way that you get to be really, really good and really, really focused on something in a way that it emanates from you is overcoming this resistance. Another word for resistance is motivation. Yes, they're the same word. They mean the same thing. While you think motivation is going forward and you think resistance is pulling back, they're actually just on a continuum. So when you get out there with your brand in the marketplace and your focus is on business and not on what is the power behind that business, which is yourself, your soul, and that thing that it's really, really hard to step into because it's so rich and real inside you, you know that you are missing it if you do not do that. I was recently at a networking group where instead of the usual 30 seconds, we decided everybody's going to stand up and talk about what really is their true passion. And I watched, first with a little bit of a shock, and then just complete awe, as person after person got up and said, well, my name's so-and-so and my passion is. And they literally even leaned back, some of them. And the girls, of course, don't cross their arms, they just go like this. One after another, talking about their passion, closed off, leaning back, and completely unable to step forward and embrace that. And I thought of this quote by Steven Pressfield, that the more important the call to action is to our soul's evolution, the more resistance we will feel towards pursuing it. Somehow it feels private to be passionate. I don't know where we got that connection from. I certainly don't have it. And I think that's one of the things that makes me stand apart, is because I talk about the things that I love. I realize totally that overwhelms people sometimes, because it's like showing your underwear sometimes for people who are afraid to access their passion, who step back and treat it as a separate little island that they retreat to. And I'm not criticizing that. If that works for you, that you balance my persona over here with my real life over here, and you're able to do it successfully, fine. But I guarantee you that this professional part over here is as a business, not as a brand. Because it is only when you are able to put that true passion and soul and joy into things that it actually catches fire, not only in you, in your staff, but in the customer who understands what they're buying. So customers and clients do not buy a product or a service, they buy an outcome. And part of that outcome is the joy and energy that you give. Even if you're manufacturing a product, that essence of joy will pop through when you're able to show that it is your soul that's out there. One of the things that's really valuable to just know is how possible it is to show that soul, that deepest private part of yourself, and survive. And even more, find that people are drawn to you and feel joyful because you have shared that secret. And all of a sudden, you find when you do that, that you draw more of your people to you. And you get to work with the people you love and the people who love you. You do a better job, they rave about you more, and the whole thing just snowballs in a sense of total efficacy and ease, which is as huge as the resistance that you feel when you hear that call. So motivation is at the back of all of this. It's at the back of all personality tests, the DISC profile and the Myers-Briggs and the colors and all these things. These are all descriptors that tell you how you behave. And they're good to look at. This is how I behave. Oh, yeah, I see that. But why? Why do you behave like that? So the fundamental thing is to get at the motivation, the underlying motivation that drives your life. And I have a profile that has been developed over 25 years and finally out there and working in a way that you can see thrills me, because it really is helping people understand how they are driven, how they can drive themselves. And I call it the Genie Survey, because it finds that genie that just unlocks you so that you just do what you want to do. And it feels good and it feels right and things just work. So if you want to unlock your genie, take my Genie Survey. Let's have a conversation about how you're motivated. What is underlying that INTJ or whatever profile that you have from Myers-Briggs or DISC or anything else? Because that underlying motivation, who you really are, is the clue to overcoming your resistance. And finding that resistance point, stepping forward and into that resistance point, and finding not only that you survive, but when you actually tackle it, you thrive. And I want that for everybody, because I have so much joy in my life. And I have been in places where I haven't had. And I have had jobs that wore me down because they weren't my people, it wasn't my work. And I want you to know that difference and to feel that thrill when you wake up every single day and you know, I'm doing it, I'm living the life. And especially if you are sitting here feeling resistance, we need to talk. Because there is something, that resistance is a call of something inside you that you're keeping in a little secret place and not allowing it to flourish. And I want you all to flourish. So I have a sign up. If anyone would like to have a conversation about their motivation, find their genie, I'll let you know how to do that. My website has the Genie Survey on it. And I promise you, I absolutely guarantee you will get a piece of insight that gives you a leg up on life. So thank you very much. I'm Sue Hines.